This question is asking about the order of the meningeal layers, and it's asking us to rank them from inside first to outside. And the meningeal layers here is referring to the meninges. And the meninges are 3 layers, which we're going to find the order of, that protect the brain and the spinal cord. And something that might help you remember more about the meninges is if you think about meningitis, it's the inflammation of the meninges, which is an infection in the brain and can cause serious complications neurologically. But we want to find, for this question, the order of the meninges. So just to draw it out on a diagram, if this is your brain here, we're going to just draw the order of where these meninges would lie from inner to outer. So let's review, after drawing our brain here, the order of the layers of the meninges. So the first one, the innermost, would be your pia mater, P-I-A, pia. And the pia mater, this is your innermost and most delicate layer, and it's very tightly bound to the surface of the brain itself and the spinal cord, and it also contains tiny blood vessels, which also help to nourish the brain itself. So it helps to nourish the brain itself and also closely protect the brain and its structures. Next, after the pia mater, is the arachnoid layer. So we have our arachnoid next. And the function of the arachnoid is it's kind of considered like the spider layer. So it lies right above the pia mater, and it has a web of fibers because it's like a web, and it's, think of that spider vibe to it. And it also has a little bit of a space underneath, which is that subarachnoid space, and this is where the cerebral spinal fluid would sit, kind of between these 2 layers. And then lastly, we have our dura mater. So dura would be your topmost layer. And because the dura mater, it's the outermost and the strongest layer. So it's not completely touching the brain the way the pia mater is. It's not that thin web. It's a thick, strong layer, the dura mater, which is on top. And it's supposed to be like a protective shield. It also helps to anchor the brain and the spinal cord to the skull and the vertebrae. So the bones around the head and on the actual bones of the spine. It also has large blood vessels, and it helps to drain blood from the brain. So the way the pia mater nourishes blood vessels to the brain, the dura mater also helps to drain excess. So it protects, and it also has a structural support. So just some facts to know about the 3 layers, but ultimately this question is just asking for the order from in to out. So knowing in to out, we know that its pia would be first. So we see pias on options B and C, so we can eliminate D and A. Next we know is arachnoid, and then lastly it would be dura, going from this order of in to out. So based on that, we know it would be pia, arachnoid, and then dura. So then option B would be correct for this question.